So, there you go. Hey folks, welcome back. It's time, finally, hopefully, the last wet sanding of the PEAVEY Patriot digital camouflage guitar. Wow, what an adventure this thing has been. It still is, actually. So this is the third round of clear coat. In my not knowingness, I put the base coat on really thick, and then I applied stencils, and then I put the next coat on really thick, and then I put the next coat on really thick, and then I put the fourth coat on really thick. Not the best idea, because I had like this much difference between base layer and the top of the paint of the fourth color. So what we've been doing, clear coating, letting it cure, sanding the clear coat, the top part of it down, filling it all back up, sanding it back down again, filling it all back up. So hopefully with this sanding, we're going to be right here, because this has been a long, drawn-out process, and man, have I learned a million things not to do if I were ever to do this again. I say no, but you know it's coming. I've already got a couple of ideas already. So anyways, it has been the roughest right here. Kind of right along there, and kind of right along in here. These were the areas that weren't getting, I think, a sufficient coating, and so these were the areas that we're going to have to, that we had to keep building up until they were properly high. So now we're going to wet sand it. I use wet dry sandpaper. I soak it in water, a couple of drops of dishwashing fluid in it. If I can let it soak overnight, I do. Sometimes I forget, and I'll just let it soak for a couple of hours and then use it. I've been using these for wet sanding lately because it will stay flat, yet at the same time it'll kind of curve around that surface. This is an easier guitar to do because I got nice big round corners on it. It's not like the Les Paul, it's not like the Area Pro 2 where they have nice sharp corners on them. Those are tougher to do. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, here we go. 400 is what I'm using first. I'll reuse some of the higher grits. If I'm wet sanding something, I usually don't use a 400 because this is the one that will chew most of the stuff off of there. I now use just a little squirt bottle with water in it because I found that when I was using a bowl, sometimes I would forget to change the water, and I would just continually I would pick up the grit, the coarse grit on the finer papers, and I was making more work for myself. And we've already discussed, I already make enough work for myself. So now I just use this. So I'm getting clean water every time. I'll just wipe it off with a rag, and I change rags in between grits too. Or at least I'll go and I'll rinse it out. So what I'm looking at right now is, do you see how pebbly that is? We call that orange peel, because that's just exactly what it feels like. It just feels like an orange. Duh. And what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to sand the top of that off. We're wanting to make it so that it is a nice flat surface, because the flatter you get the surface, the shinier it gets, and we want our guitar to be nice and shiny, because nothing says camouflage like shine. So anyways, here we go. Now, see the white, frothy kind of stuff right there? That is the clear coming off. This is Valspar acrylic clear, because that's what they had at my local store. Like 4 or 5 cans worth. Now, already, now let's zoom in, see if we can see this. Can you see where it's not all pebbly? It's now starting to go kind of flat-ish. And that's after just a teeny tiny bit of sanding, as compared to this, which is all pebbly. So now we just have to do that to the top of the guitar, then the back of the guitar, and then the top side, and then the bottom side, and then after that we'll be done with 400, and then we have 600, 800, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, then we're polishing. So roll that speed lapse footage. Alrighty, sports fans, here we are. This is, well, let's start here. This is what we started with. Lots and lots of orange peel, no flatness. This is where we're at. There's a speck here, there's a speck there. But that's okay, because this is 1 grit. This is 400 grit. 400 grit done this direction. Okay. I'll do 400 this way, 600 this way, 800 this way, back and forth, because there are lines on it. Can we see this or not? Eh, not really. Compared to this, it's, ooh, yee. See how shiny that is? This, and now we're here. So now we flip it over. And now we do this side, and then we do the other side, and then that's 1 grit, and then we have 5 more to go, and then polishing. But hey, it's progress, so stay tuned. Okay, I think we're there with the 400. Let's do a little zoomage here. A little too much zoomage. Ooh, hey. Alright, here we go. It's pretty flat. Now, there are some little shiny pits, for sure. But, this has only been sanded this way. And this way. So the next pass, 600, everything is going to be going 90 degrees to it. Perpendicular, to use a big word. So everything's going to go this way. And there are some little spots that going this different direction are going to hit. There's not a lot of them. We've got the majority of the high points knocked off. So now we're just, we're still smoothing, we're still kind of doing this thing. But now instead of going here to here, we're going from like here to here. So, yeah, that's 400, 600, 800, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, one down. Well, that was kind of weird. I guess I could have done it like that. More sanding. It's fun.